back on the wick holder for the Field Marshal for Tim, and yesterday evening he dropped me off an original one, and just so I could work out what size these pieces were here and what they looked like, and the one that had broken earlier, that's where it wasn't sitting in particularly well. It had these ends on them here, and I wasn't sure how close they were to looking original, and the idea is to get it looking as original as we can, within reason, you know, without spending the rest of your life on it. And so I asked him, could he drop off another one that I knew he had as an original casting, and it has these little pieces here, and they're a rectangle, but if you have a closer look here, I'll see if I can keep that in focus somehow for you. It's been broken, and so that's another broken one. And looking at it, they both screw into the front of the cylinder head of the tractor, and you light a little piece of wick and put it in this end here and poke it in. And what I'm thinking is, to find a few of them broken like we seem to be doing, is I wouldn't mind betting that when they're screwed into the head, they screw them in, and to get them out they probably just grab a hammer and just give that a bash there, and not being supported, see that this is the fitting that's in the cylinder head, and not being supported properly, and this being fixed, I reckon they're just snapping them off. So anyway, this one won't snap because it's made out of good stuff. I think it's 4140. I had a little bit hanging around. That's about all I could find at the time. So, but look, to make these things, these blokes here, I have an old key. I'm doing my big shed clean up, and I found an old key, and the old key seems to be very close to the width of these blokes, and I'll try and keep that in focus, which would be something new, wouldn't it? So look, we're pretty close this way to being correct, and yeah, so look, it's a key. It's a key that's too big for anything I'm going to be doing in the near future, I believe. So I'm going to machine that key up and try and make a couple of these pieces here and put onto this bloke. So now we have an original one for size. We're not doing too badly. I'll just zoom you out a little bit. And I've shortened this up a little bit. I had it a bit longer, but that length there isn't looking too bad. It's about 10mm longer here, but they were saying a little bit of extra length there won't hurt at all, so I think I'm going to leave that length there, and if we ever have to chase a thread up this end for any reason later on, we'll be okay. We'll have plenty of room to do it. So anyway, I'll get this piece set up in the mill, and we'll just try and make something that looks like that. And to look at them, they're not particularly smooth castings. All down here's pretty ratty. Oh, well, it's done the job over the years, but different things were important back then. So they're not square at the end. If you have a look at the end there, the profile of that, they're not nice and square or anything like it, really. And so when I saw this one that the people made, that somebody made years ago, I thought, oh shit, that's rough. But look, it's no rougher. I'll have to apologise to them. It's no rougher than the ones that come with it. And yeah, it's not hammer marked. Oh, that one there, that is burred just a little bit out there from hitting with the hammer. But that would be tightening it up. You can feel a burr just there. But anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll try and make a couple of these pieces, and then we'll decide. They're sort of going out wider here. I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll just have a straight piece like these fellas. And anyway, follow along. We'll continue on. Now I've put the jib key in the vise, and a jib key is a tapered key, so you'll notice through here it's thinner here than it is here. So we're just going to try and square that up a little bit. And with a jib key, when you knock it in, that taper, there's the formula for that taper, and that holds a flywheel on or a pulley or something like that. So we're going to start off with just running our roughing mill here up there, and we'll just try and get it fairly parallel right up to this shoulder there, and there should be plenty in there to carve out a couple of little handles for the wick holder. So stay with us, we'll get this going and we'll come back. This stuff, high performance metal cutting compound. I put some of that on just to try it. I've never put it on the mill before, so we'll see. Probably a little bit more smoke, I imagine. Slow the feed up a little bit up this end, so that it has to take a bit more of a bite. This is the last cut, just a little bit to tidy up. That cutting compound seems to be working okay. But then again, we're only doing light cuts, so it probably wouldn't matter if we didn't have any, but it seems to be good. And what we're going to do now is just run along this edge here, so that gives us a shoulder to work on, so we can use it against the jaws of the vise. Taking in a little bit. Put a bit of magic on it. And that gives us a parallel edge just to work off. Well, I've done a bit of thumbnail dipped in tar type drawing, and what we're going to do, these are going to be the two heads of the handles, and then we'll chomp this bit away out here. So our next thing, we'll just pull some meat out of the centre here, or out of the corners here I should say, and later on we can drop that in the bandsaw and cut straight down through the guts. So what we'll try and do, we'll just come down here, we'll work out a depth that we like with the DRO so we can duplicate it, and we'll just gnaw away. Well, we've chewed away at these bits of steel, and we've got a very rough outline of a knob, which is a rectangle knob. So what we'll do, we'll just keep on going along with them. This end got very hot. I think the edge went off the cutter just as I was finishing this edge, and there's some bloody smoke and shit flying anyway. But anyway, probably buggered the cutter, but anyway, that's what we do. Hey, they call them a roughen cutter, but I've been rough with it. It hadn't lasted, so I think they should change the name, eh? But anyway, enough of the bull. The next thing will be we'll bring these closer to size and try and get a heap more accurate with our sizes, and just chomp away and see how we go with them. They need to. I'd like to leave quite a bit of body through here, because if they're going to hit on it, that's where they're going to hit, and so that'll give it quite an extra bit of weld area, where this will actually get cut back and welded onto the tube itself. So anyway, we'll just continue on with it and try and tidy it up from here. What we've done here, we've put the pieces in the vise, and we're just running up, just doing a little square around them, just to get the shoulder even right across. It's a carbide tipped end mill I've had, and so we'll just run along the edge. This is our last cut. manual feed this one. We've run the big long end mill around, this 3/4 indexable end mill around, and tidied up around them, around the head here, so they're all exactly even, because before we were just roughing it out and that was good enough. We still have to, you know, check lengths and all that, but this end mill, it's not a bad thing, but boy, it's got some vibration to it. It's just sticking out way too far, and you can do some really light cuts with it and it's okay, you know, get it going fast. But for this job, yeah, it was vibrating away and wasn't doing a very nice job. Well, the end result turned out okay, but it was quite chattery all the way along, so yeah, perhaps we could do something a bit better there, I believe. But anyway, we'll continue on and yeah, see what we can make. Well, we're back over on the welding bench and what I've done is left these in the larger size for the moment, and we've cut the angle on here, and we've had this piece here over set up in the bandsaw just to try and get the angles right, and if you can see there, we're pretty good. So what the next thing to do, this is quite a bit taller than that, but by the time we round this off and take some off this one, you take a bit off the top and off the bottom and round it and try and make it look a bit more like that. I think we'll be okay, and it will look a bit bigger, and I've intentionally left it a bit thicker through here because that's where they're going to bash or, you know, give it a bump if it gets stuck or something like that. So next up, let's get these fellas on here, and I'll have to set this all up a little bit to get it a bit better, just to make sure. I'll probably just tack them on first and just see how we're going, and try and get them on the centre line of the round piece here, and then we have the option of sanding it down and trying to tidy up the welds and just getting that sort of rounded, blended look a little bit. So anyway, we'll keep on with it. Well, do you think I can find my magnified welding mask? I've had a big clean up in the shed, and who knows where I've put it. When you're an old fart like myself, you have a magnified one. But anyway, I'll use an old one I found and see what sort of butchery we can get up to. That is, of course, after I clean it. Bit of shadow goes on the job today, but it's just how it has to be, I suppose. Not much we can do. I went back and forth a little bit, so we'll just try and get a bit of weld down further. So. Right, so that's sort of blending Fair bit of weld there, but it's blending down further, which is what I want. We'll come up around the corners now. Lucky they make grinders. Same again. Well, here we are. Here's the old one. There's the new one. And I've been polishing this back out a little bit. I can't polish anything on camera because the compressors are in here near us, and yeah, all you would hear was the compressor running. So I still need to do a bit more tidy up yet. Looks like a little bit, it's a little high in here. We'll try and blend that down a little bit. And same on the other side. But yeah, where this old one, it's sort of like full right through there. And this other bloke's full right through there as well on the new one. And on the other side, we're getting there. It's taken a while, but as for all the angles of the dangles and all that sort of thing, we're pretty close. We're a little bit full through here compared with the old one. But look, that's going to be alright. It's just going to add strength to it. And we've tidied up all the ends here, rounded them off a little bit. But look, I'll do a little bit more polishing. I'll probably put a little bit of undercoat on it. As it is a mild steel, these parts are mild steel, you know, the keyway, and these parts will rust. So I'll keep polishing for a little while yet. It takes a fair while. Today I've been on the job about 5 hours, and I was about 4 hours getting up to there, so we're about 9.5 hours into the job so far. And but anyway, look, we'll keep continuing on with it. I'll go and do some more polishing, and I'll bring it back and show you. Well, we're going to call it quits from there. That's not looking too bad. The other side will come up alright too. And when we put it next to the one we were copying, we're a little bit fuller here and here, but apart from that we're okay. And these things that they're hit with the hammer, the little heads of the bolts, they're a little bit bigger too. But as for matching everything up, all our angles are pretty good. I'll zoom out a little bit just to, I'll go the other out, not that one. But yeah, look, we're pretty good. When you look at the thread, the length of the thread to come through here, we're pretty bang on. We're about 10mm longer here, which they tell me is a good thing. And there we go. I'll get it now. I'll put a bit of paint on here so it doesn't just get a bit of surface rust and things like that on it. That screws in there nicely, so you can do that up to do the job that we need to do with it. So there you go. I'll have a little bit of a paint and a tidy up, and I'll show you the end result. Call that a wrap. We've put a bit of rattle can gal spray on there just to stop it rusting. Tim can paint it whatever colour he likes from there. And I've got it sitting in the vise at the moment because the rattle can paint's a bit wet still. I don't want fingerprints all over it. So yeah, look, that's our little project complete. I hope you enjoyed it. That'll give Tim something to do. Tidy this up and put it in. It's pretty close to original, but making these a bit fatter where they hit it and all that, it's just something we chose to do, well I chose to do, to make it a better job. So we're going to call that a wrap. So thanks for watching. Hit like if you like it, and hit subscribe, and we'll see what else we can get up to. I'll catch you all later, eh?